Hi, everyone. So, I want to talk about the gift of cancer. Now, I love this phrase. I absolutely love this phrase. I think it is something we can use for so many things in life. In the self development world, there's a lot out there about seeing experiences differently. And I think it's very easy to get into that mindset without necessarily properly processing the experience you're going through. I was pretty fortunate with my experience with cancer in that I always saw it as something bigger than just a health diagnosis. For me, it never really was a health diagnosis. It was an indication that there was something more deeply disconnected in my system, and it had manifested in this dis-ease. And so I think because I was already wired in that way, so I'm messing around with the camera here, and now my clothes. Because I was already wired in that way, when the experience appeared in my world, I was able to see, to dive straight into, okay, what's going on here? Without the panic that people sometimes have when they get the big C diagnosis. And I think it can depend on how it's delivered. And I think if conventional medicine or the people working in conventional medicine don't have a good bedside manner, it can be delivered in a very weighty, final way. That's it. And if you're a naturally strong person, you are able to transcend that. But if you're not, then it can be quite tricky to see that in any other way. And there's a book that I read when I was going through my experience by the amazing Bernie Siegel. Maybe I'll put it in the comments. It's called Love, Medicine and Miracles. And Bernie was a surgeon in Connecticut who worked with cancer patients. And then this is back in the 80s. So some of you weren't even born. This is back in the 80s. And he was straddling conventional medicine and holistic medicine. And he created these groups in the hospital called exceptional cancer patients. And he monitored the traits of those who survived and those who didn't. And he had a phrase that he used, or it was one of his patients, I think, who said, instead of saying cancer, why me, they would say cancer, try me. So they really worked a lot on attitude and mindset. And he would always say that if a doctor, a medical doctor, bear in mind he was a medical doctor, was diagnosed with cancer and given 6 months to live, you could pretty much guarantee they would drop dead to the day that they got the diagnosis, because their patterning, their mindset, their training led up to that point and led them to believe that that was the gospel truth. So, and it can be very challenging in the face of someone with a lot of certainty to say, no, that's not my truth. That is not my truth. I'm going in a different direction. And I have frequently found this with doctors that I've had to really stand my ground. And as I've experienced, they haven't necessarily been right. So it is always worth, see, this video has gone off in an entirely different direction. I had to give it a title though. It is always worth questioning one's truth. And I still do it now with everything. So everything I'm doing, building my business, where I don't feel certain, I'm taking on information, I'm learning from people, I still run it through my own washing machine, analyzer, truth and lie, Rose, it's a tool, a psychic tool, to go, is that my truth? And one of my teachers over the years was famous for saying, just be this is going to light people up about the Catholic Church, just because several million people believe in something doesn't make it a truth. And that always stuck with me too. And so I saw my experience with cancer as a gift. And it really was for me, because without going through that, I would not be where I am now. I would not be in a good relationship that supports me. I would not have done all of the dance and movement work I've done, I've had some amazing adventures with it. Taught classes, I'm still running a carnival group, done projects for the Parks Black Gang Chine and Robbing Hill on the Isle of Wight, worked with young professionals, done kids clubs, I've done all kinds of things. That's been good fun. I would not have started doing the reading and healing work, which I was always meant to be doing, had it not been for cancer. So it served more than being a wake-up call. It was actually a gift, because it was the thing that propelled me to do what I really wanted to do. And I don't know if I would have got there, because I didn't have, prior to getting cancer, I didn't have that much certainty or sense of self or confidence. But going through cancer gave me my mojo and my moxie back. And I went, I am doing this my way. So because I went through that experience, I really, and I did a lot of it on my own. I did actually try going to a couple of holistic groups, or one holistic group I went to. I hated it, honestly. That's another video. But I really didn't like it at all. It wasn't where my mindset was. I wanted to really create a positive space within myself. And this particular group was very much paying lip service to holistic and treating people with cancer as victims and patients. And I was like, that's not me. So I went once and that was it. And some of my dear friends I have been known to be called Maverick around this stuff over the years. And so because I went through that experience, I'm interrupting myself again, I wanted to support other women either uncovering trauma or going through health crisis themselves, or as they became aware of something amiss in their system, and help them get back on their path so they don't create a health crisis. I've got a comment. Oh, hello, Lisa. So that's what I really wanted to do, was to actually start to be able to help other people direct themselves, so that they don't have to create something so dramatic to get them on their path. I thought, surely I can use my experience to offset for other people. So I've created the program Supercharge Your Life, which is all about rewiring, so you're refiring in life. And we work on the 6 magic modules, which are movement, mindset, meditation and energy work, mood, meals, and me time. And I believe that those are the main areas that underpin our health and well-being. And if we work on them and rebalance, we can create a balanced place of health and well-being for ourselves. I don't think, I'm going to say something controversial, I don't think this is necessarily difficult. I think it can be quite straightforward. It's not necessarily easy, but it can be straightforward, because logically that is what makes us up. So if you're curious about Supercharge Your Life, DM me, message me. Some people have said they don't know what DM means, so I thought I must stop using that. Message me the word super and we can chat further. Otherwise, have a good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you're watching from. Bye.